Hello, Bender teammates. It's a pleasure to welcome you to a simple and gentle mat yoga practice. So if you've got your mat, go ahead and roll it out and find a comfortable seat on the mat. That can look like this with your legs crossed, or feel free to put your legs out. Feel free to lean up against the wall. Anything that will help you to feel more comfortable in this position. We'll be here for just a few moments. The first thing we're going to do is take a few deep breaths. I like to think of this as taking a little time to sort of land, quote unquote, on your mat. So, sitting up nice and tall. See if you prefer to close your eyes or just maybe look down at the floor in front of you. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And a slow, smooth breath out through your mouth. Let's do two more of those together. So big, deep breath in through the nose. Smooth breath out through the mouth. One more. Big, deep breath in through the nose. And a smooth breath out through the mouth. Excellent. Let's do just a few stretches with our neck. Go ahead and drop an ear over to a shoulder. And then try the other way. Let's make a few circles just to the front. Great, the other way. Excellent. Come on back to a tall spine and just look over each shoulder. Terrific. And then back through center, just a gentle look down and a quick look up. Awesome. Let's come into the shoulders. So a couple of shoulder rolls. Very common to hear some crunching and cracking back there. As long as it doesn't hurt, you're good. Maybe to the front. Oh, very nice. And then let's start stretching to the side. So take your left hand and place it down by your mat. Walk your fingers out as far as they'll go comfortably while you're still nice and tall in the spine. Take your right hand out to the side, inhale it up, and then exhale it, reaching over. Ah, man, that feels really good. Let's take one deep breath here together. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come on back. You're going to take those right fingers down to the mat. Great. Walk them out and lift the left arm up. Take a big deep breath in as you reach, and then flatten the right hand and reach over with the left. Press that left hip bone down so that both of your hip bones are on the mat. Great job. Big deep breath in. And the exhale brings you up. Great. Let's inhale both arms up overhead. And we're going to twist to the left. So right hand comes in front, left hand comes in back. We're just taking a gentle twist here. Excellent. Inhale, arms up. And exhale over the other way. So left hand's in front and right hand's behind. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale your arms down, go ahead and make some curls and twirls and circles with your wrists. Beautiful. Okay, my favorite stretch is coming up. We're going to come onto all fours, otherwise known as tabletop. So when you get into this position, there's a couple of things you want to make sure that you're doing just to keep yourself safe. So spread the fingers nice and wide and keep your hands right under your elbows and your elbows right under your shoulders. You may want to turn your hands a little bit so that the the sort of front of your elbow is facing forward. Go ahead and see what feels best. Make it whatever you need for it to feel good for you. So knees are right under the hips and feet are right behind the knees. Go ahead and press into the tops of your feet a little bit and make your back nice and straight. Tiny bend in the elbows and a flat spine, straight spine, nice and long. All right, so we're going to inhale. I'm going to drop the belly towards the mat and sort of arch your back. This is called cow. Think of a cow out in the field. So this is our inhale. And then we're going to exhale. Think of a Halloween cat, one of those black cats in the window. And press your spine up to the ceiling. So we inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Inhale one more time to cow. And exhale to cat. Ah, great. That feels good. It feels great every time. All right, now turn your toes under. We're going to imagine our hands have gotten kind of sticky, and we're going to push our weight back into your feet, and we're stretching the feet here. And then we're going to come forward and just go a little bit past your hands for a little stretch in the forearms. So I like to exhale here. So, and inhale forward. Great. And exhale back. And inhale forward. Last one, little stretch. Great. Come back to your tabletop. Straighten out the feet. Go ahead and give them a little tap behind you. It'll feel really good. All right, your wrists might be starting to irritate you a little bit. So we're going to come to puppy. You bring the hands down onto your forearms and bring them a little bit ahead of you. And your forehead is going to come down on the mat with your hips still up in the air. While you're in this shape, I'd like you to focus on your heart space, so your sternum, your chest. And every time you take a deep breath, let your shoulder blades sort of open up. And when you exhale, let that heart space, that sternum, the center of your chest, drop towards your mat. We're going to take 3 breaths here together. Inhale. And exhale. Nice, smooth, slow exhale. Inhale. Smooth exhale. And one more. Inhale. And smooth exhale. Great. Beautiful. All right. Normal breath. And come back up to your table. So hopefully your wrists have recovered a bit. We're going to take the right arm out to the side. So you can see it over here for me. Just kind of over here. And then we're going to bring it under. This is called threading the needle. We're going to bring that right arm under and slide it under the left arm and land on our right shoulder. Whew, this is great if you spent a lot of time at a desk or driving or anything that gives you that pain in your shoulder blade. So let's take a few deep breaths here. I like to reach my left arm out in front of me. Oh man, this feels good. All right, take a deep breath in. And a smooth breath out. One more deep breath in. And a smooth breath out. All right, one more for good measure. Inhale. Spread your shoulder blades open. And exhale. Great. Bring your left hand back right under your left shoulder. Press up. And we're going to go to the other side. So I'll be facing the other way, but same movement. So the left arm's going to come out to the side. Just a nice stretch here. And then you're going to thread the needle. Come under the body. Great. And land on your left shoulder. 3 breaths. Here we go. Last one. Great job. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Come on back up. All right. Here's one that you've probably seen. Maybe you've tried it. We're going to do downward facing dog. So you're going to walk your hands a little bit more towards the top of your mat. Turn your toes under. And if you can, start to press up your hips up towards the ceiling and then drop the heels. Ooh, big stretch in the back of the legs. If this isn't working for you, here is an option. Bring your knees down and try puppy again. So wherever you are, just take 2 breaths, either in your downward facing dog or another visit to puppy. One more breath. Great job. Inhale. Exhale. Everybody brings their knees back down. Oh, great job. All right. Kind of walk yourself on your hands and knees towards the top of your mat. If your wrists are bothering you, It can feel really good to make fists. We're just going to stretch out the back of those legs. Turn your right toes under and send the right leg all the way back. Press through the heel. Press down through the top of your left foot. And let's take a deep breath here. Inhale. Little bend in the elbows. Exhale. One more breath. And use the exhale to bring that right knee in. And we'll turn the left toes under and send that left leg back and press. Great job. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Great job. I like to cross my ankles, but what we're going to do is just sort of roll back so that we're in that seated position again and straighten your legs out in front of you. Any way that you'd like to get to this shape so that you're sitting up, nice and tall, legs out in front of you. All right. Go ahead and pull your toes back towards your body and just notice that sensation in the back of the legs. Make your spine as tall and straight as is comfortable for you. Let's inhale, arms up overhead. We're going to exhale and reach out for the toes. But wherever you land is fine. Go ahead and feel free to bend those knees a little bit. As you're here, we're going to let the breath help us. So take an inhale. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, see if there's any space to drop towards your legs. Maybe there's some space to let the back of the knees come down towards the mat. Whatever you're doing, as long as it's feeling like a stretch and not like you're hurting yourself, you're doing it right. We want to avoid anything that feels like we're going to need to go to the physical therapist after this. So a few more deep breaths. I like to lengthen my spine, tuck my chin a little bit. Inhale and exhale. I know this is tough. You're doing a great job. This is so good for your low back. Excellent for any pain you might have in your hips. If you have sciatica, take this very gently. Great. And then let's come up nice and tall. And we're going to all lay down on our backs. This is my favorite part in a yoga practice. Now, here's my suggestion. Keep your knees bent as you gently come down onto your back. Especially if you're like me and you've got a tricky low back, you want to take this nice and gently. So arms come down by your side. Beautiful. And the first thing we're going to do is just bring one knee in. Go ahead and hold it with your hand and then bring the other knee in. And just, if you can, interlace your fingers and give yourself a nice hug and pull the knees in and just feel that stretch in the back. If you'd like to take this up a notch, go ahead and lift your head and bring your forehead towards your knees. Great. And then let that go. Put a hand on each knee and you're going to make some circles, keeping the knees together. Keep breathing and go the other way. Excellent. Now take the knees apart and make little circles in opposite direction. I'm going to turn for a minute so you can see what I'm talking about. Here and just circles. And the other way. Hips tend to get very tight, especially, like I said, if you've got that tricky low back. If you spend a lot of time sitting or driving or bent over doing any kind of working, like I know you might be doing. So keeping the hips nice and loose and doing gentle stretches like the one we just did are excellent. All right, so let's keep going with that. Go ahead and send the right leg long and bring the left knee in. You want to push through the heels and pull your toes back. Just imagine you're really pressing energy through that right foot, the one that's down, and gently tugging that left knee in. Great. Take a deep breath, relax the shoulders, relax the face. All right, let's inhale the right knee in And exhale the left leg out as we switch holding onto the knees. Great. And same thing. We're just going to pull the toes back and really make some effort, pressing some energy now, especially through that left leg. 2 or 3 breaths here. Depends on how quickly or slowly you're breathing. Take your time. Do what feels right and good for you. Excellent. And then inhale that left knee up and bring both feet to the mat. The next the next shape we're going to do is lying down pigeon. And there's going to be lots of options to modify this so that it works for you. Go ahead and take your left ankle and we're going to place it on the right thigh. If you were to pick your head up and look at your legs, it might look like an upside down 4. If this is enough stretch for you right here, just stay here, enjoy it, arms down by your side, and take a couple of deep breaths. If you'd like a little bit more, you can take your right hand onto your right knee and just kind of gently press it out, keeping your back and spine flat all the way down the mat. If you'd like to take this up a notch, you're going to take your right hand, is going to reach in between your legs, and your left hand is going to be on the outside of your left leg. Press your back firmly into the mat and pull your left leg up and bring your hands together behind your left thigh. That might be making it really spicy in your right knee. Take a couple of breaths. Tuck your chin, lengthen your spine, and feel that stretch. You could also bring your legs over to one side, specifically to the left. You'll get a big stretch in what's called your piriformis. This is the muscle right in the middle of your glutes. Excellent. And then come back to center. And if you'd like, you could lift your left leg up nice and tall. Go ahead and make some circles with your left ankle and go in the other direction. Beautiful. And bring that down. And we're going to switch legs. So release that right leg from the left thigh, and we'll bring the left ankle up onto the right thigh. Each leg can have a very different feel. So if this is spicy enough, but the other side, you're like, yeah, I could keep going. That's nothing to worry about. Very common to have one side that's much tighter than the other. If you'd like to take this up just a tiny notch, go ahead and press into that left thigh. To go all the way into the shape, the left hand's going to go in between the right and the left thigh. Right hand on the outside. We're going to pull everything up and bring our hands together behind the right thigh. Whew. Great. Press firmly into your spine. Look up at the ceiling and enjoy this stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe you'd like to tuck your chin a bit, lengthen the spine. Beautiful job. You're doing great wherever you are. If you'd like to take your legs and just roll them the tiniest bit over to the right, you might get a much deeper stretch in the left hip. Don't worry if you don't feel it, it's okay. As long as it doesn't hurt, you're good. Come back to center, lift that right leg up. Go ahead and make some circles. Maybe some pointing and flexing would feel good for you. Whatever you like. Great. All right, and then we're going to bring that right leg down and release the left. Now, my favorite way to finish a yoga practice, a little stretching practice, is with a spinal twist. We're going to offer a couple of different options so that you can come back to this and do it differently as you progress or try different things on different days, depending on how you're feeling. So the first option would be to keep your feet about hip distance apart, so not very far apart, still both on the mat, and bring your arms out into a T, so about shoulder height. And just let both legs drop off to one side. Notice where you feel the stretch and see if you can relax the muscles around that. So that might be your glutes, it might be your quads, it might be your abdomen or your back. And see if you could take 2 or 3 breaths there. Now, if this is feeling great and like it's all the stretch that you need, feel free to stay right here. When you're ready, we're just going to go to the other side. So bringing the knees over gently, letting everything just sort of drop to the left. Then take a deep breath. You can practice with breathing into sort of different areas of your abdomen. So breathing up towards your chest makes this feel different, and breathing down into your abdomen would also make this feel different. Using an exhale, if you'd like, if you're ready, bring the knees up. If you'd like to take this and make it a little more intense, go back to bringing the knees in towards your chest, holding them. And you're going to let your left arm come out and use your right to guide your hips over to the right side. This is a much deeper spinal twist. See how it feels for you. Don't overdo it. If it's too much, simply straighten your legs almost all the way out and roll back onto your back. But if you're good there, we want to make sure that the left shoulder is staying on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Gentle, smooth breath out. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, use that movement to bring the knees back in, and we're going to simply switch sides. So the right arm goes out, use the left to bring the knees over to the left side. Whew. And as always, it may feel very different on this side. So you may not want to stay here as long. That's fine. See if you can relax thighs, shoulders, even face. Remember, you can pause this and stay here as long as you'd like to. This is your stretch. Do what feels good for you. If and when you're ready to come out of this twist, we're simply going to invite this right arm to come over to the side and roll onto your side. Whew. Take a moment here. We want to be careful for our backs. Like I said, mine's tricky, so we're going to be gentle. Use your hands and arms to press yourself up back into a seat on your mat. You did a great job. I'm really proud of you. I hope you enjoyed this gentle stretch. Maybe you want to finish up with a couple of shoulder rolls again. See if there's a twist that you'd like to take. And let's take 2 deep breaths together. Big inhale, lengthen the spine, press down to lift up, shoulders back, open up your chest. Smooth exhale. And let's try that one more time. Big inhale. Gentle exhale. And thank you so much for stretching with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Take good care. Bye-bye now.